Hello guys, welcome back to the Junksplayground channel. My name is Serkan Eker and I just got top 8 at the Dreieich regional today with pure Ryzeal. So let's get to the list. The names are just pretty standard, like Ice, X, Sword and one Note. Of course Bonfire, that's all pretty standard. And then Feed Spell and Trap. I didn't play plugin, I instead played the trap. The main reason for that was like trap outs Chaos Angel, which this deck just auto loses to. And plugin doesn't come up. Like every time you could search plugin, you could also just search trap. And if I get shifted from Malice, my endboard is just like make dual drive with 3 mats. And then you detach 2, add feed spell, add trap, and then you press on dual drive with feed spell negate and trap pop, and you're under shifter. So that's just way better than detonator, I think. Because detonator can also just get impermed or just get metal tronist. I didn't play desires. My only 2 consistency cards were 1 prosperity and 1 small world. The reason for that was that my consistency was a little weak compared to the other Ryzeal decks, but then to support that I just played 3 crossout, called by talents and double book, so that it's not bad that if I only have 1 name in hand, so with these cards that 1 name should resolve most of the time. I played double or nothing in the main deck, mainly to kill Malice. So the thing about double or nothing is like, one thing I didn't know was like the time I tested double or nothing, that was the time that also Nico Streckam tested double or nothing. Then he also played a regional with it with a blind go second deck, which wasn't really my approach back then. The way I came up with double or nothing was like to have a card against Malice, because every time I played poor Ryzeal or Ryzeal in general against Malice, it was just that, I mean, if the Malice player just banishes your small stuff, then it's okay, you can win. But like if they wait till you make something threatening like dual drive, and I think dual drive is the only thing they need to banish, like it doesn't, or maybe X-Turn, but if they have a Bestial in hand, X-Turn doesn't do anything, it doesn't accomplish anything. So making detonator is just the same as dual drive. It's just the same as making detonator if they have a Bestial in hand, and dual drive is the only one they're just gonna banish. So I needed to do something after my dual drive gets banished to win the match, because what happened most of the time was like against Malice, if I can play into the board, like they don't have Griffin, Abau or anything like that, maybe they got hand trapped 1 or twice, so they only got 2 banishes. And in the Ryzeal deck you can make 3 XCs with 2 Ryzeal cards going second. So like any 2-card combination of any 2 Ryzeal cards will always make 3 XCs at max. And what happened was like every time the 2 first XCs got banished, and then I could do 1 last XCs, but then I was like, what am I gonna do? Like before playing that, I just looked at my extra deck, and there was nothing I can do on that spot that would win me the game against Malice, because their follow-up is just huge and I can't do anything. So then I just took a look at their life points, and they were always lower than 8,000, and they always, of course, you cannot summon link monsters in defense position, so that's why I thought that double or nothing was the best way to beat Malice. And one thing that also came up was like, they don't really have to banish your small ones. So if they wait until you make a rank 4 because they have a Bestial in hand, and the only threatening rank 4 they need to stop is dual drive, I have another card in the extra deck which will always force the second banish, so that double or nothing will finish him. For the non-engine, I played the standard Triple Ash. Triple Fuvalos, it just makes it's one of the best cards. Then I played Triple Ogre. Ogre is really good because it's good against Blue Eyes, it's really good against Malice, and the pure Ryzeal deck just really struggles with blue eyes. Like he can just, I mean, it's so hard to hand trap blue eyes properly, and most of the time you just hand loop yourself, so you really need like cards like Ogre. And to support that, I then played 3 Imperm and 2 Veiler. Imperm is obviously better than Veiler, but I still needed at least to play Veiler because of the cross-out, of course, and then just 2 was the best and not 1. So the reason for that was like, these pair really good with Ogre against Malice and Blue Eyes. Like if they go normal sum effect on either deck, like either if they go on Blue Eyes, normal sum effect with Sage or the Primite Dragon, or a Malice, they normal sum a Malice name and use it. You just go Ogre Veiler on them or Ogre implement them, and that's just usually enough, because against Malice, if they normal summon it, use effect, and you Ogre Veiler, Ogre implement them, not even a Bestial will extend through that, so it's just turn ending there. And then also for cross out, the 1 nip and the 1 droll. So that's for the main. For the extra deck, pretty standard: 2 Detonator, 2 Dreieich, 2 Twins, 1 Aggregator, Dweller, Exciton, Baguska. And then one of the MVPs is Starleech, because you just enter on Baguska, Starleech, Dual Drive. The Dual Drive pushes the Starleech, so nothing on your board can be targeted. They cannot Metal Shoners, they cannot do anything to out the Baguska except for Eclipse or Droplet, which is like, no one plays Droplet, but somehow my first matches, like the first 2 rounds, I just got Dropleted every time I made this board. It was crazy. Like in the moment, I always thought I was gonna lose. They somehow just all of them played Droplet, but after the first couple of rounds, I didn't see a Droplet anymore. Then of course the Utopia double package, and the card I was talking about to support the Utopia double package is Castel. So the reason for that is that they don't need to do anything to summon any of these except for Dual Drive. They have to stop this, because otherwise you just get field spell. So this will always either banish, and then you just need a second Xyz that would also either banish, and that is Castel. Because Castel forces Crypta, because Detonator and Exton cannot force Crypta because they pop it, so Abystial will just bring her back. But he shuffles Crypta back to the extra deck, so he has to deal with it, otherwise he just loses a banish. So every time these 2 will eat those banishes, and then the third and last Xyz I can make is just Utopia to kill him. Which in theory is really good, but in practice I didn't even play against any Malice today. So all of this just never happened. And of course I have to shout out Amai and Vincent, because especially Vincent, he tested very long for many days with me the Malice matchup to really perfect out these cards. And overall like the non-engine ratios, because my goal was just like that they end only on 2 banishes. I don't care if they have like 2 banishes, because those 2 deals with the 2 banishes and he kills them. So I just needed them to make the board with MTP and Crypta, and that's enough to win. But yeah, it didn't come up today. And then the 1 Lizardos, because of the 1 nip in main, and I also play another 2 nip in the side to support my Malice matchup. For the side deck, it's 2 droll and 2 nip. So I just side in droll going first, or nip, like depending on the matchup. If just nip is better, then I side in nip going first. I didn't play any going first card in the side deck because my deck was already maining so many going first cards that I didn't need any. And then I also played for 1 Perulia just for cross out, because like if I go first, I just you just take out 2 Fuvalas because they're dead, and the 1 double or nothing. So then you just go either these if droll is better than nip, so you can just droll them, or if nip is better, then you just side in these. Yeah, and you need this as a crossout target, because if you play against Mermail and they prelude you and you cannot cross out it, you just simply lose. You cannot do anything about it. So then, of course, for the Malice matchup, 3 Meowths and 3 Lancia didn't come up because I didn't play against. But Lancia did come up because I played against one Christian guy. And then Duster Storm. I know people are siding these in against Malice. I'm just siding them in against everything besides Malice. Because, like, as I said, I just want them to have the 2 banishes, the end board with 2 banishes. And Lightning Storm Duster doesn't accomplish anything. Like, you can Storm and Duster them, but then they just go GWC and just have still NTP set and Crypto on field, so it doesn't accomplish anything, but it's really good in the mirror match. And the last side deck spot was Tornado Dragon, so against Blue Eyes I don't go for the OTK line for triple double because they will summon everything in defense and it will never come up. And therefore I just sided the Tornado Dragon to help the Blue Eyes. Also, I didn't play against any Blue Eyes, so this also didn't come up. I just played a bunch of Ryzeal and that's it. But yeah, the deck is already good against Ryzeal by itself. So yeah, that was the deck profile. Thank you for watching and see you next time.